Hello and a very warm welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to Global TV News. It's coming to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. I am Uyag Mofwebe. President Bola Tinubu will meet with the leadership of the United Arab Emirates, UAE, during a technical stopover in Abu Dhabi after the president's departure from New Delhi, India. This was contained in a statement signed by Ajuri Ngalale, special advisor to President Tinubu on media publicity. Ajuri stated that the meeting will serve as a follow-up discussion to address specific salient issues within the bilateral relations after conversations held during a recent visit by the UAE ambassador to the president at State House in Abuja. President Tinubu is to address lingering bilateral issues while maximizing the opportunity of the stopover to advance his investment promotion objectives with high-level authorities in public and private sectors of the United Arab Emirates. In the meantime, President Bola Tinubu had on Saturday in New Delhi, India, expressed Nigeria's commitment to play a role within G20 and contribute to the shaping of a more equitable world. Addressing world leaders at the 18th G20 Leaders Summit, the Nigerian leader called for global unity and cooperation in tackling pressing challenges, fostering inclusiveness and establishing a fairer world order. While acknowledging the vital role of the G20 in shaping a rules-based world order that promotes shared prosperity and security, President Tinubu emphasized that most of today's pressing issues are international in character and cannot be addressed without multilateral cooperation. Kekelomo Okere brings us details.
The Nigerian leader congratulated India for hosting the historic summit for successfully landing on the moon under the visionary leader of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. He described the achievement as an inspiration to all developing countries of Global South. On the issue of African Union inclusion in G20, the Nigerian leader welcomed the decision, saying it opens opportunity for future membership of the group and in a manner that reflects the relative balance of power and inclusiveness of humanity as one family. Reflecting on the theme of the summit, One Earth, One Family, One Future, President Tinubu stressed the interconnectedness of global affairs and the need for collaborative effort. He underscores the importance of tackling challenges related to technology, energy transition, and access to credit, as well as growing socio-economic divide between those who have and those who do not. President, however, urged greater solidarity among nations, tasking advanced economy to support disadvantaged regions in the Global South and to promote climate justice. Kekelomo Okere, Global Television News.
Vice President Kashif Shettima on Saturday said a post-insurgency assessment in the northeast showed that attacks by Boko Haram cost the region $9 billion, out of which Borno State, the epicenter of the insurgency, lost $6.8 billion. Speaking in Maiduguri, Borno State capital, when he flagged off palliative distribution for states in the region by the Northeast Development Commission, NEDC, VP Shettima, a former governor of the state, lamented how several emirs had been displaced without any emirate to govern. The initiative by the NEDC was part of its efforts to cushion the effects of the fuel subsidy removal on people in the region. Shettima, who also declared the 8th Northeast Governors Forum meeting open at the Borno State Government House in Maiduguri, said the NEDC was fulfilling its mandate of rehabilitating and resettling victims of the insurgency. Operatives of the Nigerian Army, Nigeria's Civil Security and Civil Defense Corps, in synergy with Tantita Security, conducting anti-oil theft operations in southern Nigeria, have intensified the fight against criminals sabotaging Nigeria's oil sector as troops of 34 Artillery Brigade uncovered and destroyed 2 revamped oil bunkering camps in Egbema west of Ohaji, Egbema local government area of Imo State. Director, Army Public Relations, Brigadier General Oyema Wajuku, in a statement said troops completely shut down the operation of the illegal refining site containing 44 drum ovens, 3 reservoirs of estimated 30,000 liters capacity of illegally refined automotive gas oil, also called AGO, and 53 sacks of AGO. Additionally, troops of 3 Battalion, in conjunction with members of the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps, as well as Tantita Security Services, destroyed 4 active illegal refining camps in Opumami community in Warri South local government area of Delta State. The anti-theft operatives destroyed 3 wooden boats, 6 ovens, 6 reservoirs, 11 drums containing illegally refined AGO, 1 large reservoir loaded with stolen crude oil, 33 sacks of stolen crude oil, and 2 tapping hoses. The Nigerian government has said it will digitize the country's healthcare system to achieve better health outcomes. Minister of State for Health and Social Welfare, Tunji Alausa, while speaking at a press briefing on the ministry's agenda for the sector, said digitizing the health system will help facilitate accurate data to improve activities in the sector. Alausa said the health system requires accurate and valid data that can be trusted locally and internationally. He said as part of the digitization process, the government will roll out a national electronic medical record where all primary health centers, PHCs, and hospitals can be on the same platform. Dr. Pate said there are many issues in the health sector, including leadership problems, which can be addressed when everybody works together to achieve a particular goal. In a different development, Imo State National and State House of Assembly Election Petitions Tribunal has sacked a member of the House of Representatives, Ikenga Ogochinyere, who was elected on the platform of the People's Democratic Party, PDP. In a unanimous decision on Sunday, a 3-member panel of the tribunal, which conducted its proceedings in Nasarawa State, held that Ogochinyere was not validly nominated by the PDP to contest the Idiato North-South Federal Constituency election that held on February 25. Consequently, it ordered the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, to, within 90 days, conduct a supplementary election in the constituency. The tribunal, in its lead judgment that was delivered by its chairman, Justice Anthony Olotu Akbovi, specifically directed the electoral body to conduct the supplementary poll in 55 polling units where elections did not hold on February 25. Beyond Nigeria now, French President Emmanuel Macron has told a news conference at the close of a 2-day summit of G20 leaders on Sunday in India that France would only redeploy its troops in coordination with President Mohamed Bazoum.
Since last July, a coup d'etat has been holding a democratically elected president hostage. France's position is simple. We condemn it. We call for the release of President Bazoum and the restoration of constitutional order. And we do not recognize the legitimacy of the putschist declarations since President Bazoum has not relinquished power. And so, if we redeploy anything, I would only do so at President Bazoum's request and in coordination with him, not with officials who today are taking the president hostage. On this subject, from day one, France has been coordinating with all the presidents of the region and the heads of state and government, and we fully support the positions of ECOWAS.
Relations with France, Niger's former colonial power, degraded after Paris stood by ousted President Mohamed Bazoum following the July coup. The Sahel state is also embroiled in a standoff with the West African bloc ECOWAS, which has threatened to intervene militarily if diplomatic pressure to return Bazoum to office fails. You're watching Global TV News Cycle, coming to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. We're on StarTimes channel 276. Kindly follow us across social media platforms using our Global TV NG and other handles now showing on your screen. When News Cycle returns, Nigeria Customs raised the alarm over increased smuggling. We'll tell you about this and more right after this short break. To stay with us. This is Global Television bringing you live broadcast of the news cycle from Nigeria's capital in Abuja. United States President Joe Biden has reaffirmed his commitment to the long-standing relationship between his country and Nigeria. This was contained in a statement released by the White House following Biden's encounter with President Bola Tinubu at the G20 summit in New Delhi, India on Sunday, stating that President Biden welcomed the Tinubu administration's steps to reform Nigeria's economy. The U.S. president also seized the opportunity to thank President Tinubu for his strong leadership as the chair of the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, to defend and preserve democracy and the rule of law in Niger and the broader region. Biden noted that Nigeria's invitation to the G20 summit is in recognition of the country's important global role as Africa's largest democracy and economy. A look at business now. The Association of Bureaus d'Echange Operators of Nigeria, ABCON, has called on the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, to grant operators digital autonomy to achieve exchange rate convergence. ABCON President Aminu Gwadabe, who made the call in a report released on Sunday, urged the Apex Bank to grant a no-objection approval for the BDCs to go digital on all their operational correspondences entirely. He said the move would bring about rate convergence, curb volatility in the market, and promote economic growth, adding that ABCON had in the past led its members to achieve rate convergence in 2006, 2009, 2018 to 2020 before the outbreak of the COVID-19 3 years ago. He said granting digital autonomy to the operators will lead to a true market rate discovery, enhance the achievement of the federal government's harmonized foreign exchange rate policies, as well as promote effective monitoring of BDC transactions for statutory and regulatory requirements. He said aside from employing over 40,000 employees within the sector, digital autonomy for operators will usher in transparency, accountability, and ease of supervision. The Acting Controller General of Nigeria Customs Service, CG Bashir Adeniyi, says information at his disposal shows that there is an increase in smuggling of rice and hard drugs across some borders in the country. The Customs Board warned that such smuggling must be curtailed to safeguard the country. CG Adeniyi made the statement during an interactive session with officers and men of the Federal Operations Unit Zone B during a working visit to Kaduna. He warned that there is a need to effectively police the country's border with Niger Republic, warning that nothing should cross on either side as the sanction by the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, is still in place. He emphasized that the authority of ECOWAS has not changed its position regarding the closure of the border with Niger Republic. As we turn to sports now, Sean Strickland has defeated Israel Adesanya to become the new UFC middleweight champion of the world, with all judges scoring the fight in his favor at the Kudos Bank Arena in Sydney, Australia. A first-round knockdown by the American was the highlight of the fight that went the whole 5 rounds. All 3 judges scored the fight 49-46 for the American and new middleweight world champion Strickland. He did it with non-stop pressure and steady upright boxing and never once attempting a grapple. This is his 3rd loss, bringing his record to 24-3 now, while Strickland improves to 28-5. American teenager Coco Gauff came from behind to win the U.S. Open on Saturday, clinching her first Grand Slam title with a battling win over Arina Sabalenka of Belarus. Gauff 2019 produced a gutsy performance on the Arthur Ashe Stadium court to win 2-6, 6-3, 6-2 in 2 hours, 6 minutes to complete a fairy tale transformation in her season's fortunes. The win completed a remarkable turnaround for Gauff, who was left distraught after a first-round exit at Wimbledon in July. However, she bounced back to win titles in Washington and Cincinnati, and has now landed the biggest win of her career after a shattering loss at the French Open last year. And that's it on Global TV News Cycle, live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. We're on StarTimes channel 276. Kindly follow us across social media platforms using our Global TV NG and other handles, as you now see on your screen. I'm Muyi Agumofwebe. Thank you so very much for watching. I'll see you later on News Prime.